CM Punk is someone that everyone wants to talk about. In this video, we're going to get comments from Tony Khan and Seth Rollins because CM Punk returned at Survivor Series over the weekend. And honestly, he's been the buzz of the town. It's what everyone wants to talk about, including me. So let's talk about it, right? CM Punk returned following the men's War Games match, and he walked out to a thunderous reaction, a polarizing moment in WWE history. And a lot of people saw the footage of Seth Rollins losing his mind, cursing him out, flipping him off, reportedly just one of many that knew that CM Punk was returning. Yes, main event talent in that main event match was told right beforehand that CM Punk would be coming out. And CM Punk laughing and giggling and being in the moment, well, that in storyline didn't set well with Seth Rollins, who did have an outburst. And so, but that's just part of an angle. It's just part of the story. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's all good, right? Now, while doing a post-match promo at Sunday's WWE house show, Rollins, well, he knocked Punk in storyline. Keep in mind, y'all, this is all storyline. This is what he had to say. You already know how I feel about that, meaning CM Punk chants. I said as much last night. I'm not going to waste any more breath on someone that has been gone for 8 years and has done nothing but try to tear this place down. Instead, I'm going to take my time and waste my breath about people that are here all along, that everyone in the back who has made WWE the hottest ticket in town. So that is that. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't. Obviously, people are like, well, they're building to a match. Duh. And it's like, but are they? Think about it. Are you really going to do Punk versus Rollins at Royal Rumble? His first match back, you're going to give him a world title match. Don't know if that's the best opportunity. Don't know if that's the best plan. In my opinion, and I think a lot of people would agree with this, I think if you're going to do CM Punk versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title, you do it at WrestleMania. You have Punk work other people. Let him build up to this moment instead of just giving it to him. Heck, if you want him to win the Royal Rumble, I can see that, but I think you're also going to get backlash. Then I could also see how you could make the argument that anything that AEW does right now, or excuse me, WWE does right now with CM Punk, they're going to get backlash. He's that polarizing. So you have a lot of challenges ahead with CM Punk in the booking. I've always pitched you do LA Knight challenging Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania after LA Knight wins the Royal Rumble. You also have, how does Cody Rhodes get back to Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania? Do you have him win the Royal Rumble for a second straight year? Like, there's a lot more challenges. There's a lot more obstacles. There's also a lot other individuals that will be impacted by CM Punk's return. And just keep in mind that any heat that you hear about with CM Punk, it is personal, right? That's just how it goes. People hold grudges. They don't let stuff go. Then you also have people like Drew McIntyre who stormed out of the ring right before Punk returned, and people are like, well, is it because of Punk? Is it because of something else? Did something happen in the match? We don't know. Something's wrong. All we know is he was legitimately upset, and he did reference Punk at a live event the following night. But either way, now, shifting gears, well, let's get to Tony Khan. Tony Khan, he had the most Tony Khan answer possible when asked about CM Punk, because you knew he was going to be asked about it. Now, look, a few months ago, AEW terminated Punk's contract following the physical altercation with Jack Perry for the main card of the All In pay-per-view event. Punk also had a heated confrontation with Khan after the situation and threatened to quit the promotion the moment after the incident. Now, during the outburst, monitors reportedly fell on Khan, and Khan previously said that he feared for his safety while addressing the situation at Collision 6 days later after the event and hours after Punk's AEW release went public. And while appearing on the BBC West Midlands to promote AEW All In 2024 tickets going on sale, Khan was, of course, asked about CM Punk's WWE return. And he gave a very interesting answer. He said, I can't talk about that, nor do I think it's a time or the place, but I appreciate you asking, and I'm very excited about AEW All In at Wembley Stadium. Not to dodge or duck your question. It's just something I can't legally talk about. Oh, you can't legally talk about this? Well, why not? Why can't you legally talk about this? This shines a light. This gives a different insight, and I think it backs up the narrative and the belief that when Punk was released, he signed an NDA. He signed an NDA. Jack Perry signed an NDA. Tony Khan signed an NDA. Everyone involved signed a damn NDA. And it makes sense. And it's honestly reasonable. Think about it. Punk, his whole AEW tenure should involve NDAs. Okay. And most of it is. Think about it. His issues with the Young Bucks and Hangman Page and all of that. That's been covered. His backstage altercation with the Elite, Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, and Ace Steel coming in and biting people. That's all covered by NDAs. The Bucks can't talk about it. Punk can't talk about it. We're never going to know from an inside perspective what exactly happened from those guys. They're never going to talk about it. So just stop wasting your time fantasizing about what Phil Brooks might say about the Young Bucks in that regard. It's just not going to happen. Is Punk going to ever talk about the backstage altercation that he had with Jungle Boy Jack Perry at All In? Stop talking about it. Is Tony Khan going to talk? Stop talking. That is what that told me. And I thought that was an interesting insight. I thought that was an interesting perspective from Tony Khan, who, look, he could have went out there and ripped Punk for being an unprofessional guy, but he's not. And I actually thought this was quite interesting, so I'll share it. Jim Cornette, who is obviously notorious for ripping AEW at any given turn. He is worse than Eric Bischoff in that regard. But he talked about how Triple H saw and really smelled the blood in the water regarding Punk. About, okay, he's gone from AEW. Yeah, he could go to an Impact. Yeah, he could go to a New Japan, or we could bring him back. Right? I love Paul Heyman, and I'll use this PG reference. I love Paul Heyman saying where you would rather want someone peeing out of the castle than peeing from outside into your castle. And I thought that was brilliant. And I thought that's what Triple H did. And I thought that's what Nick Khan, who reportedly made the decision with the support of Triple H, made the decision to bring back CM Punk. I think that's brilliant. And it shows that at a time where WB needs a little bit of a shot in the arm, okay, their business is still very, very hot, but they need a little bump, and Punk is going to give them that bump. And Triple H even said this at the Survivor Series post-event press conference. He said, whether you like him or hate him, whether you support him or root against him, whether you think he's good or bad, whatever your opinion is about CM Punk, it doesn't matter, because CM Punk is someone that gets people talking, and you want someone like that in your company to continuously increase and maintain interest in your product. That is CM Punk.